This program is financially supported by the fundings from the European Commission.
You are listening to the Ebu Access Cast, the first official podcast from European Blind Union about assistive technology for blind and partially sighted people. And here are the hosts.
Welcome to the new episode of the Ebu Access Cast. This is our 5th edition of the podcast. My name is Mario Percinic, and with me today I have Jakub Rozin.
Hello.
Hey, how is it going?
Oh, it's quite good. Rather busy, but it's good to be busy actually. So yeah. Lots of things
you
going on.
had some interesting stories to say,
kind of
because you were in the Amazonian forest.
Yes, kind of the reason the last podcast didn't appear. I was away. I was in Peru for a 3-week trip. We were recording a TV documentary series there, and I'm producing a radio documentary series. So we were kind of there partially to record the nature and the people and our adventures, but also the other part was like kind of a bit of a holiday as well. So 2 things combined, work and leisure. So yeah, 3 weeks there was a great time. I didn't use any technology, mostly only I think I used on my phone just to use it as an audio recorder. So
basically all the things you recorded with the phone? No,
not all.
Okay.
I had lots of other gear with me as well, but I have some things I recorded with the phone, yeah, because there is this cool 3D audio headset which is called Sennheiser Ambia, which you can connect to your phone. And it records binaural 3D audio really, really good, actually, which is kind of funny because it sounds very great, as you've been using very expensive and professional gear for that, but it's actually recorded on an iPhone. So it's a bit weird. But yeah, I use that. I use lots of other recording equipment. So yeah, lots of professional gear with me, but no everyday technology. No assistive tech there.
I see. Actually, what we can do is make a link, or we can even add the thing in the podcast. What I found interesting was your submission of this bird who is imitating the laser sounds.
Yeah.
I found really amazing.
Yeah, we will drop that YouTube sound link in into the show notes. Yeah, because I have this thing going which is called Year for Audio, where I'm recording a sound effect every day. I'm not uploading every day, but I have I started it in August, and I have a sound for every day since then, and I'm uploading them when I have time. And I'm in the middle of uploading the sounds from Peru. So yeah, there was a bird which is called Oropendola, and it made a sound which sounded a bit like a laser.
Yeah. It was the bird who watched the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So this time for you we got a few announcements about the assistive tech, as well as new demonstration at the end of the podcast, but we will not tell you yet what is it. You have to wait and listen to us until the end, or almost the end, to hear what's going on. I will just tell you that for now we got contacted by our listeners, so we are receiving your feedback. And eventually, a few people offered to us their contributions for the podcast regarding the assistive tech and the demonstrations of the products which we cannot cover, which is great. So we are going to have a demonstration soon, in a few minutes. But first, let's jump right into the news section for the assistive tech.
And now, accessibility in the news.
Okay, there are a few things. I am fascinated by a product which is called Orcam, and it's a for those who do not know, it's a combination of a camera and a little how would I say, computing device, or a little device where you can control it from. Orcam does a lot of things. It can do object recognition, people or face recognition. It can read your text, and all with it combining the camera, headphones, and the little device. So you can basically have the camera on your glasses and walk around the city and recognize various texts. And it got recently an update because when if you had to control it by pressing buttons before, and there is a touchpad on the device, then now you have an option to use voice commands. There are 21 different voice commands you can use to go to different sections of the device and use different functions. This is available on the 2.0 device because there are two hardware versions of it. And another big update is to be able to connect your Orcam's output to Bluetooth accessories. So you can use your Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth speakers if you might need to do that to hear what it's saying. So even if you're walking on the street, you don't need to trace any cables. You just need to connect up your Bluetooth headset. And I think it's very, very cool. We're getting more wireless because I think we have too many wires in using different devices.
So basically, if I understood you correctly, you don't need to use their headset if you don't want to anymore.
Yeah. I don't have the device myself, so I'm not 100% sure here. But I think you didn't have to use their headset anyway. But the previous way was just to use a headset with a cable. You connect up to the Orcam device, but now you can connect wireless headsets to the device.
Okay.
And another update. Now I'm not sure. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't have time to check, but the Orcam now supports French and Spanish, and I'm not sure if it's with this recent update or if it came with a new device. But French and Spanish are now supported too, so not only English people can use the device. I think it's great. I have seen I know people who are using it every day, and they are hugely successful with it, and it's very, very comfortable because of how portable it is to recognize texts and different objects. It can now read barcodes as well. It can save barcodes. So if you have lots of products in your cupboard in the kitchen, you can label them with Orcam.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the Orcam once, and I had a chance of trying it out on the Side City Fair, where I have been last year, not this year. And the device itself seems really interesting. I would say, but this is again just my personal opinion, that it's the best for people who are almost getting blind, or for people who just lost their eyesight. I think it's a very good device, though a bit pricey, I have to say.
Yeah, but
it isn't cheap. Yeah,
it's good for people who do not use or do not want to use smartphones as well, because several functions you can replace with apps. But if you don't have a smartphone, or if you're not comfortable using one, then maybe in public, then you can use Orcam, and it does the job perfectly.
Yeah. That's definitely correct, and it's really good to see these new updates because, well, as I said, considering the price, you expect to have the kind of long life cycle from the device.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. The next thing, which is kind of connected in the same area, is coming from Amazon, because it's related to the voice controls gadgets, which are becoming more and more used around the house in every day. Is the fact that Amazon announced that Amazon is manufacturing with one other manufacturer called GE the microwaves and dedicated microwave controller, which is voice controlled. So basically, you're able to control these voice commands with the Alexa app, and the microwave is cooking various kind of meals. What do you want? And it's able to also scan the barcode, and when it scans the barcode, it's getting automatically the instructions, like what am I supposed to do with this food. So basically, it just scans the barcode, and then you click it, and then it prepares your meal, which is like a plug and play thing.
We're getting to the smart home devices area even more here when you have your smart microwave as well. I think it's a great accessibility way, because now you can just say to your smart home assistant to start cooking the meal, and it just does it.
Yeah, actually, I also discovered by accident that Google Home is also able to, if you have a certain smart home appliance, that it's able to make your coffee if you have one. So basically, you can connect it to the dedicated coffee machine, which is like a smart device, and then it's able to do that as well. So yeah.
So just so you know that the microwave doesn't have actually voice control. It just works with the Echo. So you just need you still need to have the Amazon smart speaker as well. With that,
you need to have this voice controller device, which is then connected to the microwave.
Yeah, but the voice controller is the Alexa speaker, whether it would be
kind of that. Yeah.
But they're not too expensive. I think they just have a new offer. At least the time of our recording, and we're recording from before Black Friday, is the new Echo Dot is, I think, 25 British pounds, which is let me quickly,
kind of 40 euros maybe.
It's 11. No, sorry, it got me kilograms. Stupid smart conversion. 28 euros, so not too
28
bad.
28 euros, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, about 30 euros, let's say, is one of the Echo Dots. It's not a very horrible, because you get lots of new features with it. We have actually a Google Home demo in one of our previous podcasts. You can go and listen to that. We haven't done an Echo one. I think we should at some point. So in a future podcast, we get this as well. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's we are kind of giving you the tips for the upcoming Cyber Monday and Black Friday thing, which are coming up during the next 10 days. So prepare your wallets to get some new gadgets. Another thing which is very important for the blind community is the updates to our screen readers, and eventually JAWS and the Zoom Text got new updates for the 2019 edition, because 2018 is almost over. So the 2019 version of JAWS and the Zoom Text are out with many new improvements, and eventually I have to say the speed improvements in the performance a lot. So we will have the link to that in our show notes. Those of you who don't have the upgrades for the next version, you contact your local dealer for the JAWS and check out the things for the licenses. Or if you want to test it, you can download the product and try it in the demo mode. But from what I read and what I tried, it's got really huge improvements in terms of stability and the speed, and also the especially, for example, the navigation is really now flying in all the browsers, and the navigation in the Office apps is extremely fast, I have to say. So this is really good to see.
Yeah, the Office apps is a good example because when I used Windows platforms earlier, there were issues with Office apps. It always was slower, and there were kind of weird hiccups here and there. So the tweaks with the stability with Office, because you need to use it when you are working in probably corporate fields. So yeah, Office upgrades is a great way to go forward. Although there are many other ways to use not Office but similar apps, like for example Google Docs and things like that. Although they don't give you all the features you would need, probably. So you need to find out these. But yeah, I like that there are many alternatives now and then. If we talk about Office and doing like how you say it, Office platforms. I don't want to say Office because it tells Microsoft, but what I mean is like writing documents, doing spreadsheets, and doing presentations.
Right.
So those packages. Google has the G Suite package, and I like that there are alternatives which are also accessible. But if we talk about screen readers, the stability updates and new features, well, can't say anything bad at those.
Yeah. The new thing, which also is kind of not relevant for the European customers for the moment, is also that if you are browsing through the Freedom Scientific website, you would probably find the information that that JAWS now offers also the kind of yearly updates for people who don't want to pay one price. However, this mode is not available yet in Europe. But the thing is that JAWS is getting cheaper because they want to compete with the other products. So yeah, eventually people who are in the States can afford now JAWS for kind of really cheap price. We are talking about like $100 per year or something like that. So yeah, that's a good thing to see, and we have to check if this solution will come to Europe. It would be good. But
yes, of course.
It's up to Freedom Scientific to decide what are they going to do. And the last announcement for today is for people who are using the Lazarillo app for navigation. And the Lazarillo app is a special app for GPS navigation for blind people. The thing is that for about a month ago, they released a new version where they implemented their own system, which is currently in the beta, for the GPS navigation while you are walking. And the reason why they've done that is because Google Maps didn't give to the blind people enough information if you used the app in the walking mode. So therefore, Lazarillo made a survey to all the users, and they were asking like, what do you want to see in the newer version of our app, like which kind of improvements, and some of the people responded, including myself, that one of the weakest points of the app was that if you would put the walking navigation and you would use it in conjunction with the Google Maps, the app wasn't that accurate because the Google Maps had limitation on their API.
Okay.
So eventually they didn't tell us nothing. We just received the update one morning. I received the update one morning, and there was one thing which said, okay, we got a new beta version of our navigational system. And then I discovered that this beta version works in the walking mode, and when you put it, it's now much more accurate. So for example, if you're walking, now it's really telling you like, I don't know, let's say walk 200 meters until this and that street, and then turn left to the next street, and or for example, while you're walking in the same time, it's able to catch all the let's say all the objects that are coming up, which are probably connected to the Google Places, because it's announcing all the things that are coming out, such as let's say the bank machines, the restaurants, the I don't know, pharmacies,
that's nice.
offices, whatever it comes. So basically, you can just walk around in the city or part of the city where you need to be, and while it's giving you all the information for the navigation, like how long do you have to walk until the certain intersection, etc. It's giving you also the information where is a certain object, and it will also tell you that certain object is on the this and that side, so you will not
Off
really
the road.
so you will not get lost. And it's really good to see this update. And from the time that they announced this update until now, we released a few major updates, including that there were some fixes to especially this navigational system which they implemented, which is new. And I have to say it's really working very nicely. So and the app is available for both platforms, iOS and Android. And basically there are no differences in the features, so people who are using both platforms can use them in the same way. So go ahead and check it out. We will definitely link it in the show notes.
This is great. This is really interesting. I need to go and check it out because I think I haven't tested it myself. But the ability, because Google Maps gives you lots of quite accurate information. They have it there. So if the app can use it very well, then it's obviously really cool. Okay, I think it's a demo time.
Yeah, it's a demo time, and we will tell you. If you stay until now, probably you will hear what's coming up, and it's also a GPS thing, because for us it's really important to get around safely. So it's a GPS thing. So stay with us, and we will catch up with you in the next episodes.
Okay. Well,
bye.
Take care and bye-bye.
Demo time. Time for a demonstration.
Welcome to this demonstration of the Suno wristband sonar device. My name is Jesper Holten, and I'm recording this demonstration for the European Blind Union podcast. Just a short introduction about myself. I am an assistive technology and accessibility consultant at the Danish Association of the Blind. I have had this position for a little more than a year, and before that I have been working in the assistive technology establishment in Denmark, working for one of the major dealers of assistive technologies here in Denmark for a number of years. So today I would like to introduce you to the Sunu band. Sunu is spelled S-U-N-U, and you can find more information about the Sunu wristband on www.sunu.io. That's where you will find their corporate website and a number of tutorials and frequently asked questions and other relevant information. Sunu was started a little more than a year ago. It's a Mexican startup that got initiated because the people starting up the company realized that there could be gained more independence by blind and partially sighted people in the orientation and mobility field than has been the case for a number of years. Of course, most blind people, myself included, use the white cane, and I also use a guide dog, and that's a very wonderful thing. I also use a GPS for certain tasks, getting from point A to point B. But what I have been missing is a gap that would be when you travel along, walk on the sidewalk, you have your cane in front of you, maybe your guide dog, you are still not fully protected because you can get branches or signs or any other obstacles at your head height into your face, and obviously that is not really comfortable. So what the Sunu band does is that it sends out sonar impulses, so like ultrasound, and it echoes back and gets converted to vibrations on the wristband. And the closer you get to the obstacle that it detects, the more insistent the vibration gets. There's also a pattern, so you can actually detect edges. Say you're walking in a corridor and you have like a corner coming up, you can actually start feeding the edge of the corner with a vibration, because the vibration pattern changes and becomes more threaded, I would say, like pulses instead of a more sturdy vibration. And of course, when there are no obstacles in front of you, it's silent. What is interesting about this device compared to so many other similar sonar devices that we have seen over the years is that it can work in conjunction with your smartphone, either Android or iOS device. There's a dedicated Sunu app that you can use to customize your wristband in a number of ways. The Sunu band can be operated without the app, so it can work independently without having a smartphone connected to it. So you can use the basic functions, the sonar function, either in outdoor or indoor mode, and you can also check the time without having a phone connected to the wristband. Where you use the phone is to get additional information, either using the GPS. You can also calibrate the unit to use a compass, and you can even set it up so it gives you a distance alert with a built-in TTS voice in the app to the obstacle that it detects in front of you. So for instance, when you walk, it can say obstacle detected 4 meters, and it can also give you an approximate direction to the obstacle that it's detecting, so you know where it is. And that's an additional help that you can get in conjunction with the sonar vibration that you also get on your wristband. When you get the package, it comes in a box which is a bit similar to what you would expect to get from like Apple with an iPhone inside. So it's a squarish kind of box, and when you open it up, you find on top you find the Suno wristband in like a protected hollow, surrounded by some kind of foam that protects the watch. And underneath that you'll find a small brochure with some braille, but it's not completely in braille. It's also printed. And below that you'll find the cable that you use to charge the band. And that's basically what's inside the package when you get it. So when you get the wristband, what you will do is to pair it with the phone. So you download the Suno app from either the App Store or the Google Play Store. Now currently I don't have an Android device that I can test this Suno band with, so I have been using my iPhone, and searching for the Suno app turned up a number of apps in at least the Danish App Store, and I would suspect that this is the case for many other national app stores around the European continent. So what you need to watch out is for the Suno app in the health category. And when you go in there, you will actually see the Suno app and the description. And of course, it should read something about the Suno wristband, and it's a free app. So when you have found the proper app, you download it onto your phone, open it up, and you can sign in either with your Facebook or Google account, or you can, in case you don't want to use your social media for these kind of things, or your Google account, if you have such a thing. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. You can sign up with your email, a nickname, and a password instead, and then make an account manually. After having signed on to the app, you open the Suno app, and then you're placed on what they call dashboard. The dashboard is where you generally connect to the unit and make basic operations. You also have a tab called apps. So now, having my iPhone in front of me, I have the iPhone open, and so the first thing I have here is my Suno band, 54% charge. My Suno band. It tells me that it's 54% charged. It's currently charging. The first time you're in here, you obviously don't have a Suno band, and it asks you to set up a connection, which you can then initiate by putting the phone very close to your wristband. I would say a couple of centimeters will suffice, and it will recognize and connect the wristband to the app. And then the next thing on the dashboard is Obstacle Detection App button. Obstacle Detection App. And in here you will find Obstacle Detection heading. Obstacle Detection is the heading. Sonar range and sensitivity. sonar range and sensitivity. That's where you can set the indoor and the outdoor sensitivity, and it has a range from 40 centimeters, which is obviously mostly for indoor and very close proximity sensoring, and to the outdoor mode where you have a range up to 5 meters. Actually, on the website they say 5.5 meters, but inside the app it says 5 meters. And I would say that it's good to, well, anything between 4 to 5 meters. So that's, I think the app is more accurate than what is stated on the website in the frequently asked questions. Then the next thing here, unit system. You can of course choose to have it detect in meters or in empirical measures, so that will be in feet. And that's it on that screen. If you go back to the dashboard again, the next one in line is
haptics intensity, medium.
Haptic intensity, and you have it's set to medium, and it can be either low, medium or high, and that will determine how strong the vibration will be on your arm. That can be of interest, especially if you wear your wristband, say on a winter jacket. Now we're approaching winter here in the northern hemisphere, and certainly here in Europe it's getting cold, so you might want to wear your wristband on the outside of your jacket. This is a possibility, and for you to be able to feel the vibration through the fabric of your winter clothing, you probably would like to set it to high intensity, and that's in here that you do that. The next thing you have here on the dashboard,
Voice service app on button.
voice service app, and that one is on, and that's, as I mentioned earlier, detects the whether you have a feedback in audio or not. It can actually say that an obstacle is a certain distance away, and I think that is a helpful feature, especially in the beginning, until you get used to using the sonar feedback, and after that you can turn it off again, or you can leave it on if that's what you want to do. On the bottom of the screen you have the dashboard tab.
Dashboard tab apps tab.
You have a number of apps,
Mir tab 3 of 3.
and you have, and then it says Mir or Mir. It is the more tab, and that's why you have your settings and other stuff. But if we go into the apps
Tab 2 of 3.
and look what we have here at the
Dashboard
top of it.
tab 1 of 3. Sunu band voice haptics jet Sunu apps heading.
We're at the top here.
Alarms app button.
You have the possibility to use your wristband as an alarm.
Obstacle detection app button.
Again, you have the obstacle detection app in here.
Gestures app button.
You can learn about the gestures on the wristband
Haptics app button.
and the haptics. You can also work in certain options in here.
Voice service app button.
And the voice service, you can turn it off and on,
Voice service app switch button till.
and it's on currently.
Sunu band calibration button.
You have the calibration of the app, and that has to do with how accurate it is when you use it, and also to get it connected to your GPS. And if you want to use it with a compass, you do it.
Place finder app button. Place finder app switch Sunu band compass button.
You have it down here, the Sonar Band compass. That also needs to be calibrated, but
Place finder app button. Sunu band calibration button. Place finder app button.
you have the Place Finder app that works in conjunction with your GPS on your phone.
Place finder apps Sunu band compass button. Pedometer button.
You have a pedometer as well so you can count your steps and monitor your progress as you walk along to see how many steps you've been taking that day, just as you can using your health app on your iPhone.
Speedometer button.
I haven't really tried that function yet. I'm used to use the health app on my iPhone, so I don't know whether this is actually more accurate or less accurate than what you would be using on the iPhone, and there are certainly other devices out there that can do the same thing, but it's there if you want to use it.
Dashboard tab 1 of 3.
And that's actually about it for the app. So usually you would leave it on the dashboard.
Voice service app.
And
My Sunu band 60% charge.
that's still charging. I have now the actual wristband in my hand here. It's connected to the phone. It is a wristband with which is kind of a elongated box. It's about, I would say, a couple of centimeters wide, maybe 1.5 centimeters thick. And maybe about 4 centimeters or twice the length compared to how wide it is. On the left hand of the unit you have the sonar the sonar cone. It protrudes maybe 1 centimeters out. It's maybe 1.5 centimeters in diameter, and it has like a mesh surface, so it's a bit rough when you touch it, and it's surrounded by a metallic edge which is a bit protruding further from the mesh area, so maybe a couple of millimeters out. So you have the mesh area, and then surrounding that you have this metal kind of cap that also protects the mesh area, because I suspect it's rather sensitive. Then on the side facing you, so if you have the cone on your left hand side, then on top you have the touch surface, where you can use a couple of commands with single swipe gestures, either left or right, and that can perform certain functions such as giving the time. And you can also, when you are in the sonar mode, change between indoor and outdoor modes, which will then use presets that you have set in the app. So let's say indoors you use about 1.5 meters distance to obstacles, so that would be the indoor range, and outdoor you would have, say, a 4 meter distance or radius of your sonar detection. You have 2 buttons on the surface, or the side of the watch facing you. The first one is used as a home button. When you're on that mode, you can get the time by swiping right and left respectively. If you swipe one finger to the left, well, I need to turn it on. I turn it on, and it makes a short vibration, and then I swipe with one finger from right to left, and it gives me both the hours by haptic. A long vibration is 5, and then a short one is 1, so that's 6, or 1800 hours, as the Danish voice says. 18, that's 1800, and then I swipe to the right,
54 minutter.
and it gives me a long vibration, which again means 5, so 50, and then 4 short ones for 54, So it's 1854 currently. Had it been, say, 40, it would have given me 4 short ones and then a pause, and then 2 short ones for 42 minutes. So that is the home button. That's the left one when you have the wristband with the buttons facing you. The right one is the one that you use to enter the sonar,
Sonar.
and it
Uddør
says
sonar.
sonar, and it says outdoor sonar mode currently. If I then use my finger gesture once again to
Indoor sonar mode.
go from right to left, it says indoor sonar mode. I do it the opposite, from left to right, and I change to the outdoor mode.
Indoor sonar mode.
So it's very easy to change between the various settings.
Yep.
Now I just press the left button and it says home, and I'm out of the sonar again. I wear the Suno wristband on my right hand side because I have either the cane or my dog on the left hand side, and I find it a bit awkward also to have the wristband on that hand. Besides, I think that it will actually pick up the cane in front of me or the dog's head, so I don't think it's that it's not such a good idea to have it on the same hand as where you wear the cane or use the guide dog harness or carry the guide dog harness in. So on the opposite hand is probably the better option, and anyways, that's what works for me. The wristband itself is like a plastic rubber material. It's apparently good if you have any allergic reactions, so it can be worn even if you have allergies to plastics or even metals. It has of course a small metal pin that goes into the holes in the wristband itself. It's very easy to adjust and put it on. The wristband itself is flexible and stretchable to a degree, and it's comfortable to wear it. On the back side of the watch, on the opposite side of the sonar cone, you have a small micro USB port, and that is used for charging. Opposite, you also have a small screw, and I think that is used in case a technician needs to repair the watch, and probably also for battery change. A charge takes, in my estimation, at least on my charger, about an hour to about 2 hours, I would say. It charges fairly quickly, and according to the Suno people, the charge, a full charge will give you about 8 to 12 hours of regular use of the Suno band. I think it's closer to 8 hours than 12 hours, but I haven't used it for more than a week or so I cannot say it with full confidence that it cannot be more than that, but at least what I've been able to ascertain, it's about 8-9 hours of use, and when you don't use it, it turns off after a while. So yeah, that's of course a good thing, and you have to wake up the watch again when you want to use it, which is done by pressing for a short while on the left button, the home button, and then the band wakes up and you can use it. The app is being sold in the US and has been sold in the US for quite some time. In the US, it retails for $299, and in Europe, it's slowly coming onto the European market. It's being sold for approximately 270 euros, and that may differ from country to country, but it should be in that realm. It's currently being sold, at least here in Denmark, by a company called Instrolog. It's also being sold in Italy by a company or an organization, I'm not sure, it's called Vison, Dept, Vison, and then DEPT. It's in Poland being sold by Harpo, Harpo, and in the UK it's being sold by in the UK by Sound and Sight Technologies and Vision 8, also in the UK. Sunu tells that there are many other countries coming online in the next months, so watch out in your own country and see if the Sunu band may be starting to be retailed by one of the assistive technology companies in your country. Otherwise, I'm sure that you can write to the Sunu people directly on the website. There should be information on how to contact them. There's a phone number, at least in the US. You can call that number as well, even though it's a toll-free number. I'm sure you can find ways to call them, or you can send an email to their customer service. So this concludes the short demonstration of the Sunu app and the Sunu band. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to be on the EBU podcast in the future with some other interesting demonstrations of assistive technologies. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you for listening. This has been EBU Access Cast.